You're in a bookstore. You can leave here after the talk and browse and look in the table of contents of books, and you'll get their outlines. Nonfiction books generally have between 8 and 20 chapters. I try to have a minimum of 9 or 10, and I try to shoot for 15. I'll tell you why. More than 20 or 25 and it's too many. Your organization falls apart. Fewer than 6 or 7 and the chapters are too long. There's not enough breaks in the book. 10 as a minimum is good, but if you do 15 rather than 10, I mean, if you have to write 300-page manuscript and you have 10 chapters, each chapter is 30 pages. That's a lot. On the other hand, if you have 15 chapters, each chapter then is only 20 pages. The reader likes shorter chapters and they're easier for you. So you want to be able to sit down and you're thinking about a topic. We picked an idea. What are the major points I want to cover? And you want to be able to come up with some 10 to 15, or let's say 8 to 15 major points. And these are your chapters. Don't worry about putting them in order yet. Now, you're going to come up with those and then see if they make some kind of order. Sometimes they're organized by a process or task. If you're writing a book on how to give a speech, you might start with researching, coming up with the topic, doing the research, writing the draft, editing the draft, practicing the speech, giving the speech, handling the questions and answers. So that's the way to organize that book. Sometimes it doesn't matter and it's random and you choose the organization. Sometimes things group by category. Whatever, you organize those major topics. Now, underneath, make a list for each topic of what are you going to say about that. You can write it in narrative form like paragraphs, or bullets are fine. So, for example, on the book, my book here, Secrets of a Freelance Writer, we have a chapter called Getting Started. And if you look at the subtopics under it, it says Defining the Scope of Your Business, Getting to Know the Markets, the 7 most common markets for freelance writers, 7 reasons why businesses need to hire freelance writers, how much should you charge, how to set your fees, should you be a specialist or a generalist, to come up with 5, 6, 7, 8, 5 to 6 minimum bullet points for each of these major topics or chapters, and you put them out there. If you can present to a publisher something that says content outline or topic outline, and it has 10 to 15 chapters and 5 to 6 to 7 bullet points or 2 paragraphs of narration if you prefer to talk it out, and you've done that, that overcomes that objection. They'll say, yes, I see that this is a book. And one of my secrets for selling, people ask, what's the most important thing? Is it the book title? I think titles are important, but publishers will say, well, they'll buy a book without a good title. They'll say, we'll come up with a title. But if you have a detailed content outline, the more you stuff in there, the better. You can't make it too detailed. The more credible the book is, the more their anxiety about buying it disappears. So objection number 1, is it a book or an article? And the answer, a detailed content outline. Objection number 2, or question number 2 the publisher is going to ask is, who is the audience for this book? And how many of them are there? Who is the audience and how many of them are there? The best way is to define the audience quantitatively. For example, if you're writing a book